Greetings, Epic Adventure Seekers. I'm Bierman, and I thank you for joining me here today at Let's Get Metaphysical, connecting heart and mind. And today we're talking about secrets that really shouldn't be secrets. I've been doing something since I think it was last August that's dramatically changed my life. And if you're in my world, you can see and hear the differences. And I realized, man, why am I keeping this a secret? This is something that helps everybody. There's not a person on the planet who doesn't benefit from what I haven't been sharing with you. Why do I know that? Because all these clinical studies have been done, have been proven, and you can read all of them. And the really cool thing is, just as in my own healthcare practice, I can do it before and after and show definite proof that what I'm doing is working. There's that kind of proof existing for this, works 100% of the time. And I can tell you if you don't see a result, it's because you're expecting a certain result. And as somebody who works in the healing arts, I know, and I want to be sure that you know, when you're looking for a particular result, that's not your priority. Your body has the priority. The universe that's sending the healing energy has the priority and takes care of the priority order. Because when you take care of something in priority, a whole bunch of stuff under it clears. But if you say, I want to get this done, I want to heal this issue, I want to heal that discomfort, it's going to be a temporary feeling better. What I have been doing, I've been looking for like 10 years for stem cells that I knew were safe and affordable. And thank goodness for my friend, Dr. Tiana Conte, because she introduced me to them. And when I started using them, it was a little challenge. I didn't know this because my friends didn't tell me beforehand. It was a little bit challenging for people to understand what I was saying, because even though I work hard to speak clearly, there was a limit to what I could do. You know, if you feel like you got a pillow in your mouth and you're trying to speak clearly around the pillow in your mouth, let me tell you, it's a major challenge. The first thing that happened for me when I started using the stem cell patches was my friends were saying, wow, I understand what you're saying. And then the next amazing thing that happened to me, okay, ready, watch. Sticking out my tongue. My tongue was always pointy like that. My tongue wasn't pointy like that for 10 years because when half of my mouth and my face were actually paralyzed, I couldn't blow my nose because I had any feeling up anywhere on this side. Brushing my teeth was tricky because if there was food or something in there, I didn't know. I couldn't feel it. All of that's over and done with. But you know, probably what my favorite thing is now I can go, I can kiss. I couldn't kiss for 10 years. Here's something else that I absolutely love about the mobility that I'm getting. I can go like this with my right hand. The neurosurgeon said I'd never be able to do that. And this one's pretty new. I can do this. It's one of my Qigong moves. I can put my right hand on the left side of my head. Hey, I couldn't do that for 10 years. What else can I do that I didn't do? Oh, my hair. If you saw me, 6 months ago, my hair was platinum. My hair is dark, and every day it's darker. Why? Because I'm doing something my body wants me to do. And I want you to realize that you can feel better. And something I always noticed that I was aware of because of my healthcare practice, I work on somebody and they'd feel like amazing. And their reaction would be like, wow, I didn't realize how low I was feeling until I got to feel amazing now. I wanted to be sure to talk to you, to let you know there's something you can do. I was watching, we call them Miracle Monday calls because people call in and say, wow, this happened for me. I'm watching, and there's an 84-year-old woman, doesn't look 84, just finished a marathon. And she ran the whole way. She wasn't walking or moseying. I don't know about you, but when I've done 5Ks, I walked part of the way. But then that was also a long time ago. Anyhow, it feels good to feel really good. And the other thing is, for me, and probably for you, it feels really good to assist others in feeling good. When I work on somebody, I get so high, and I'm usually brought to tears because I love making a difference. I love showing people that they don't have to be stuck, that they can feel better because their body knows what to do to heal. And all you got to do is give it what it needs to heal. Anyway, all these things are working now. And because I've been working on the modality that the universe gave me, I'm seeing all these fantastic pieces of information. The universe told me, 6 to 8 months ago, it's time to make this modality that we've been gifting you all the pieces. And I did it. I worked on someone. I didn't do it on me. That was the thing, I didn't do it on me because I needed to write the whole protocol out. And I did something today I'd never done before. When's the last time you did something new you wanted to do for you and to make a difference for other people? But you didn't do it, and you didn't do it, and you didn't do it. I use Mac computers, and I took out numbers, and sorry, but I seem to have a challenge with technology. I didn't used to. And I think a lot of it has to do with my computers are just too weird. They just do really weird things. And my phones sometimes do weird things too. But today, things were working. Don't tell my devices that they were working, and are still working. I was able, I know it took me a lot longer than it would take somebody else, but I was able to complete the chart for my modality so that I can work easily on me and I can work easily on you. And it's just going to make a world of difference. So instead of spending 10 to 15 hours analyzing data I get from you, I can just make a report. My guess is I can probably do it in 1 to 2 hours now. I'll find out when I go for it, plus the hour getting the data. 3 hours left there in 15, don't you think? Setting out to do something that you never done before, or having knowledge that you didn't share before. A few weeks ago, I did an episode for the podcast, and I said, is it malpractice when you don't share something that you know will help somebody? I'm going into more depth on that topic today because I see people hurting. I see people having surgery that takes forever to heal. All you have to do is give the body what it needs. I'm not talking about taking supplements. My body doesn't like when I put stuff in it or on it. When I use the stem cell patches, I put them on my clothes. Nothing's going directly into my body, but the way they're made, it stimulates my body to produce the stem cells. And only my body, only my spirit, only the universe knows what I need and what the priority is. And that's why I've been doing all this healing. And sometimes I don't even realize I've gotten back functioning that I've been missing for those 10 years. I don't realize it till I hear somebody else sharing that they're doing it. Now, how cool is that? By the way, the stem cell patches that I use, they are 100% tested. You can read all of the studies. They're 100% work. And as I said, you may not realize it because if you're looking to get rid of one thing, it's doing the priority the body needs. Eventually, you might get to that one thing. On the other hand, it might go there right away. You can't buy these on Amazon. These are tested. They've been around more than a decade. They're worldwide. We have a gazillion doctors on there. And what I love is the doctors share how not only just to use them in their practice, but I say, these are issues going on for me. What can you do for me? And they give me the exact protocol. So everything happens in divine timing for a beautiful and divine reason. And today, as I was writing up my protocol so I can do it more easily with you as a client, and after I have my client base and all of my feedback, I'm going to start training people to do the protocol. Because when the universe gives gifts to me and to you too, there's a reason. And you're supposed to use and share the gifts. There are thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of people whose lives are better because David Schmidt shares his genius, not just with these patches. He has well over 100 patents changing the world without hurting it, without hurting anyone. That's what I believe in. And I pass that on to you because it's love and coming. Remember, you don't think up here in your head, in your mind. Your mind only exists when you got a thought going on. Otherwise, you don't even have a mind. Start in your heart. And if you've never been to a heart math, go study that, because I've done a whole lot of things before I ever heard of heart math, because that's reality. The energy from your heart, you have 5 times more energy coming from your heart to your brain. 5 times the connections as you do coming from your brain to your heart. Pay attention to what you're feeling. Always start from your heart when you're creating, when you're making a decision, and you'll never make the wrong choice. It's when your mind gets in the way, because your mind, your ego, has an agenda, doesn't want you to change. But when you're coming from the heart, let me explain to you how I know about this heart stuff. When I love to do live classes, I love to teach. So I make these very sophisticated tools. They're hangers. I cut hangers into a couple different shapes. And one of them is just holding the hangers full. I didn't know I was going to talk about this, so I don't have them to demonstrate to you. But if you hold the hangers, or the way I cut the wires so that they're like dowsing tools, dowsing rods, that's the word I want. You can control them and you can make them, for those of you who can't see, I have my hands parallel and now I'm turning them in. You can make them turn in to limit the extent of your energy that's going out there. And now I'm opening up. And when I first started this, I didn't realize, I thought, man, this is cool. Just gonna put the energy out there. So I was measuring my friend's energy and it was wide open and she kept backing up and it was wide open and she kept backing up until there was no place to back up anymore. And she was a good 30 feet away. And we were so excited. We were saying, wow, look how far your energy goes. And we go in the class the next day and the mentor who's teaching us this modality says that's really not good because anybody who comes within that energy is going to impact you. And boy, Did I ever learn that? When I was in my ordination class and we were using actually dowsing rods, and they're a little fancier than my hangers, but they don't work any better than my hangers. So we're doing it with partners, and I did it with somebody, and we were practicing closing your field down and opening your field. And I didn't realize the person had super negative energy. I opened my field, and all of a sudden I can't even stand up. I was completely knocked out energetically speaking. The minister who's teaching the class helps me to sit down, puts a crystal ball, a jet crystal ball in my lap, and said, just sit here and your energy will restore itself. She also said, don't leave it open that wide anymore. If you're allowing your energy out in the world, always know you can control it. Keep it close to you unless you know who is in your energy path. I'm sitting there, I don't know how long it was, and I finally felt better. And I went to lift the ball, and it was so heavy, I couldn't lift it. The minister took the ball, put it back on the display where it usually sits. And a different day, when I came to one of the ordination classes, I went over and I was curious, and I picked up the crystal ball, and you know what? It was as light as a feather. So it had taken on all the negative energy from me. And boy, do I understand about that, because I make jewelry and sculptures using semi-precious gems, and each one has its own special energy. I had a customer come to me and say, can I wear this necklace for a while? I want to buy it, but I just want to see how it feels. And then she comes to me a little while later and says, I can't buy this. She hands it to me. She says, I'm burning up. The necklace was hot. It was hot to the touch. And it stayed hot for 2 weeks. Anybody who tells you that rocks and stones are dead, boy, are they wrong. So actually, I was sharing that with some other friends, and they said, I need to be selling all these jewelry and sculptures and the sculptor jewelry, because I can impact a person's mood and wellness by fitting them with the kind of stone that they need. So a lot of times we have cool experiences, but we don't bring it into our awareness. So what I want you to know is look for cool things in your awareness. That's why I make my podcast, so you can become aware of these invisible forces impacting your life all the time that you don't realize are there. I thank you so very much for joining me here today. And you know what? Before I leave, I want to share with you, now that I have my protocol set up, I am looking for some people to be founders in the protocol. Founders are getting the protocol for half price, which is a heck of a lot of savings. If you contact me and ask about my program, or just say I want to be a founder, I'll get back to you. We'll set up and we'll see if you're a fit for the program. And just to throw a fun thing out there, you know, I love Audible and I love mysteries. And the Audible membership that I have lets me get all these free books, in addition to the one that I'm buying credit for every month. There must be 1,000 of them. But I found they're the complete works of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Sherlock Holmes. 57 hours of Sherlock Holmes adventures by a super narrator. I've been enjoying this for many, many, many days. So I just like to share things that feel good, that are fun for me. And definitely ask me about the stem cell patches, because nobody ever needs to hurt or to suffer. Nobody ever. Suffering's optional, and you've heard me say that many, many, many times. I look forward to being with you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, wherever you are.